reporter Malia Cromer is in the studio with 11 News' Deborah Weiner. Deb.
All right, Andre. Well, you know, there's always a natural order to election night, right? People vote, the numbers come in, races are called, a phone call's made, and then there's a concession speech, and then there's a victory speech. But the last 20 months, there's been no natural order to all of this. So do you expect us to rewrite things tonight as well?
I think it really depends on the winner and the loser. For Donald Trump's case, he has tiptoed around the idea of actually delivering a concession speech if he does not come out on top. This was a big issue in that last debate. He had a lot of blowback from the Republican establishment as well as Democrats. So it'll be interesting to see tonight what happens if he does happen to lose, if he immediately gives that concession speech, and if he doesn't, how Mike Pence and other leading Republicans react. My guess is if he does not come out right away, if it's a decisive victory by Clinton, you will see those Republican establishment figures like Paul Ryan go out and push for him to do that.
Well, the breaking news earlier today had to do with that legal challenge in Nevada. Sure. So the question is, does that portend what the rest of the night is going to be? Do you expect there to be more legal challenges?
It really depends how close things get. So the closer they are, the more likely you're going to have these types of challenges. But for the case of Nevada, those individuals were in line before the polling location closed, so they had every right to cast those ballots. So there is something to be said about letting every vote count, and I think most Americans, by and large, really want to see everybody who wants to vote get that chance to vote.
Okay, now let's talk about turnout. In 2008, it was 62% nationally. Of course, that was the first year that Obama was running. What do you expect? Bigger tonight?
So there's a couple indicators that people have been embracing early voting, and that might lead to overall turnout being up. Then again, it might just be individuals opting out of Election Day and then opting into early voting. So it's another conventional wisdom we have is that the more positive the campaign, the more enthusiastic people are about both candidates, the higher voter turnout. We definitely had that in 2008 with the large infusion of young people for Barack Obama. This has been a campaign where people are also voting against the other player, right?
Yep.
And so it'll be interesting how that works in terms of voter turnout.
Well, many more questions for the rest of the night, and we'll be here with you. Thanks, Malia.
Thanks for having me.
All right.